Hi there, I've just bought this Honda Civic 2008. My first car since being back in the UK from Brazil. I did a lot of research on these and found that these Honda Civics have got bomb-proof engines and they're very reliable. And I had a choice here. I didn't have much money. I was going to get an automatic 2010, 2009, but I didn't have enough money for that, so I bought the cheapest one I could find, which is this one, but it's in excellent condition. I mean, I've been polishing it for the last few days, but I just wanted to explain about these because this is a 2008 and it's an iShift model. Now, a lot of people have said that the iShifts are bad, you shouldn't get them. Excuse me, let's just get in it. The iShifts are bad. There's the iShift gearbox there. Basically, they are great boxes actually. iShift is a manual, it's a semi-auto, so it's a manual gearbox, 6-speed, and it's got an automatic clutch. And basically this is actuator. You have auto manual, so you move this way to go into auto, move it again this way to go to manual. This is for increasing the gear, decreasing the gear. You have paddle shifts on this as well, plus and minus. Fully automatic mode is available on this as well, neutral, reverse. So when you start these cars, you have to put them in neutral. They don't start in gear, so that was the first thing. You just start them in neutral. But you know, a lot of people say iShift, iShit, and that's what I came to understand. They said that these gearboxes are quite temperamental, but I looked in all the forums, Honda Civic forums, and I didn't see any mention of them being unreliable. In fact, this iShift gearbox is used in all Civics, I think the vast majority of Civics anyway, of this new shape from 2006 to 2008. They're all iShift, and also all the Honda Jazzes or Honda Fits, same thing. They're all iShift as well, pretty much on automatic gearboxes. Now, I understood that Honda phased out these iShift gearboxes because of reliability problems from some people, but that's actually not the case. The case is that at the time that they were producing automatic gearboxes, the governments were trying to pressurize the car industries to actually put down CO2 emissions, and the only way they could do that on an automatic was a semi-automatic. The automatic gearboxes put out more emissions. Also, they're slightly less economical than these iShift ones. So that is the actual truth. It's not the fact that they're unreliable. They're not unreliable, I say. Touch wood, I don't know. But I don't think, reading through all the reviews on the Civic forum, they're not saying that they're unreliable. They're saying that some people can't get on with the gearboxes. But for me, it's fine, absolutely fine. When you're in automatic mode and you put your foot down, basically there is a hesitation before it goes to the next gear while the mechanism changes. But that you get used to that. It's nothing major. It's not like a smooth CVT. You put your foot down and it goes from one gear to another, continuous transmission, if you like. That's what CVT is, continuous variable transmission. And it's just a chain which tightens up and slackens depending on what gear it's putting you in. But there's no actual gears as such. It's just a chain on a cone that changes its diameter. So that's how you get a gear basically. But this has got physical manual gears on this gear shift system. Physical gears. So this is actually a manual gearbox, but with an auto clutch, semi-auto in other words. But this being a Honda, I think it's a pretty good one. I think some other semi-auto boxes made by particularly by Nissan, are pretty bad, and Ford as well can have problems, but Honda and Toyota are probably pretty good. So anyway, I've only had this now a little while, probably a week, and so far it's been absolutely great. I get on really well with this. Sometimes I change gears using the paddle shifts, which is pretty good, pretty easy, and the shifts move around with the steering wheel, so as long as you keep your hands in the same sort of part of the wheel, that's not a problem at all. I can use it with this as well, or I can just go automatic. Now on these, it's got a great display on here, and basically you can, this by the way, this is a panoramic roof as well on this. This is an EX version, so this is a top of the range version. It's got satellite navigation, it's got auto lights, auto rain sensing wipers. It's pretty well, all leather seats. It's a pretty well specified model, this. And this has got 108,000 miles. And these cars are good for probably a lot more than that, maybe 400,000 miles. It's a Honda engine, and the engines in these are pretty much bulletproof. I was thinking very much of getting maybe a Toyota Auris or a Toyota Prius with a low mileage, because most of the Priuses have been used as taxis, but you can get some with like under 100,000, and they would cost about 4,500 UK pounds. These, if you get a pre 2009 or 2010 one, because the 9s and 10s were generally automatic gearboxes, because so many people are saying iShift is rubbish and unreliable, and I don't think there's any case for that. The 2009, 2010s tend to be around £3,500, start from there in the UK price. But the iShifts, if you want to go to 2008 and below, you can pick them up for about £1,000 less, around 2,500. This one I picked up for less than 2,000, so it's an absolute bargain. This is the top of the range, as I said. I can highly recommend this. It's as smooth as silk to drive it. It's great. And the other day I did a run on the motorway, and I got 50 miles to the gallon out of this, pretty much. And in town, heavy traffic, obviously you're down into the 26, 27, very heavy traffic, start stop. But normally in town you should be able to easily reach each late 30s in fuel economy, which is pretty good really for a 1.8 petrol model. So yeah, just to say, there was nothing really on the internet about iShift. There's just people saying that they're unreliable, don't touch them, but there's nothing to back that up. When I looked at the forums and looked into it, I thought, hang on a minute, you know, a lot of Honda cars have got iShift, and I just don't hear problems. Apparently what happens with these, because there's two actuators, which are two motors, one of them is the clutch. It actuates the clutch as you move this, and the other actuator actually shifts into gear, and you can get problems particularly on the, I think it's on the gear shifter part. It doesn't go into gear properly if that goes wrong. If the actual motor brushes fail, it doesn't go into gear, and you can actually be left stranded. So for that reason, just in case, I got full AA home start and everything covered, so you know I'm well covered. But I don't know how often that happens. I don't think it would happen that much actually, otherwise Honda would have done a recall. And as I said, the reason why they put this sort of this iShift in is because the CO2 emissions are much less for a manual gearbox, and this pretty much is a manual with an automatic clutch. Same sort of fuel economy as the manual version of this, but no clutch pedal. I can't use clutch pedal, my leg is is knackered, so I can only drive an automatic. So this in the automatic version will do about I think it's quoted as doing like 43, something like that, miles to the gallon, whereas this is a lot more. Also the road tax is less on these as well, so the economy is about 5 miles to the gallon cheaper than the automatic version, and the road tax is cheaper as well. So, you know, it's a win-win situation. The only time I might lose on this is if I actually do get these purported problems with the iShift, but I don't think somehow I will be getting these problems, because there's just so many Hondas with this gearbox. They would have had a recall if it was that bad, and I don't think it is really. Besides, being an electronics engineer, if something happened with that unit, I could easily replace the brushes myself, although with my lack of mobility I would have difficulty taking the actual actuator out. So anyway, I'm very happy with this car, especially with the amount of money I paid for this. The sound in this is fantastic. It's probably the best sound system I've had in a car, and it really is good sound system. It's got absolutely everything you could want in a car, and when you pay less, I just paid slightly less than 1,800 for this. It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, highly recommend one of these. A Prius or an Auris would have been 4,500 to 5,000, and I don't think that I would have got a better car or much more economy from those anyway. I know the Auris, they say on the spec you can get 79 miles to the gallon out of it wherever you drive, but that's rubbish. The real world figure on that is 50, 55. And with the Prius as well, the Prius is probably around the same, 50, 45. So in actual fact, this car here, which has got a lot more performance to it and 1.8 engine, is not that far off, especially the iShift or the manual versions of this. So possibly the next thing I'm going to do here, it's got an old iPod connector here in this compartment here, so I might actually get an iPod and load stuff on there. I might modify this here. It's got some sort of auxiliary input here. I might take all this console out and put some sort of Bluetooth adapter there so it can get Bluetooth. But yeah, anyway, excellent car. I can't rate it highly enough so far. If anything, I get any problems with it, I'll let you know. But yeah, if you're thinking about a cheap car, dead reliable, good performing, economical, relatively low in tax, and economical as well, with a fantastic engine that's bulletproof and won't give you any problems, then Honda Civic 1.8 hatchback iShift. Thanks very much for watching. I hope this has been helpful, because I was in a real dilemma whether to go for the less economical automatic and the more tax automatic. Tax on an automatic is £305 I think a year, or £310 I think it is for automatic. This is 255, so you're saving at least 50 in the road tax. And as I say, the iShift is 5 miles to the gallon more economical than the automatic. And I'll tell you, at this time, coming back to England, I'm quite shocked at how things have declined since I've been in Brazil. Even in the last few months, it's absolutely dreadful. Everything has gone up. I'm going to struggle to survive here, but you know, I am a person of faith. I'm a very firm Christian. I never really bring that up on my channel, but I believe we'll be all right here. But there we go. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much. If you did like it, please subscribe. It will really help me out. I'm trying desperately to get to 1,000 subscriptions, and when I do that, then I can start monetizing, and I desperately need that money at the moment. Thanks very much for watching.